What's up, everyone? It's Tanya Dotson-Winckler here, founder and creator of 180 Degree Time Management. And we're going to go live today talking about what this month means. So you guys know that we are just about to enter the third week of January. And what does that normally mean for all of our New Year's resolutions and promises and new habits? Well, this is why I'm calling this the month time management goals go to die. Because just like all the other goals that we make in the beginning of the year, statistics have proven time and time again that it's about this time of year that we lose the momentum, the gyms start emptying out, we stop doing all the stuff that was good for us and we fall back into our old ingrained, familiar, even if they are ineffective habits. So what I was going to, jump on and talk with you about today, very, very briefly, is of some. I said I was going to talk to you about having some steps to do, step-by-step plan or step-by-step strategy to get off of this hamster wheel of stop, start, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna, I wanna, I don't wanna, right? So that you can get some stability and end this vicious cycle once and for all about your time management. So here's the first thing, okay? I got to ask you a couple of questions to make sure that we're all on the same page. And that when you dial into this, even if you're watching the replay, if you're not watching live right now, I want you to answer these questions for yourself so you can see, are you in the same ballpark and does this apply to you? So look, are you still pretty much facing the same time management challenges you were facing one calendar year ago? Have you made the same promises that you're going to do better and you can feel yourself already starting to slip back into your old ingrained familiar habits and your totally destructive habits? Would you like your workday to look and feel and be different next year this time than it is right now? And I want you to ask yourself that question for going back a few years, like, how many years have you geared yourself up, over the Christmas holiday, New Year's Eve, that I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better. It's going to be better. My work day is going to be shorter. I'm going to spend more time with my family and my friends. I'm going to put some focus on my own well-being. I'm going to lose that last 20, 30, 40 pounds. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start cooking and eating better and stop, just grabbing the nearest, fastest thing available because I've worked way into the evening and I'm, first of all, too exhausted to cook. I definitely don't feel like going food shopping and I haven't made a meal plan for the week. I want you to just take a look at how long you've actually been setting yourself up, kind of setting yourself up to fail, to be honest, right? Because you make these promises and they sound like a good idea at the time, because they are a good idea at the time. But because you don't have a step-by-step strategy and a proven strategy and a structure to deliver that strategy, and you don't have massive support and accountability, you fall off every single time. So let me just repeat what I just said. So the framework for you to be able to finally take those really, really good ideas and put them into practice is fourfold. First of all, you've got to have a proven strategy that works. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean a strategy that other people have used that have helped them to reduce their workday to 8 hours or less, for example, have helped them to be able to spend more time with their family and their friends, have helped them to be able to reverse their habits that have been robbing them of their time. And they're, people just like you, CEOs and executives, facing the same sort of problems that you've been facing. Maybe you have a boss that, or boss or a board of directors that puts appointments in your schedule when you aren't, where you have put something else in your schedule. I'm getting a notification that we're supposed to be starting now, but that's ridiculous because we already did. So anyway, excuse that. All right. So you want to, figure out, is that your issue? Are you, those, one of those parents that does attempt and mostly succeed in making it to your kids' different sporting events and theater events and whatever they're doing in their after school events at school, but you're winding up taking a load of pictures because you know that at some point during this sporting event or during this dance recital or during this, school play, you're going to zone out and start answering emails because you didn't get everything done that day. Are you and your partner, husband, wife, a really, really good team, but you've become, and you're raising these kids and you're getting the job done and you're paying for the house and you're, going on that one or two vacations a year, but you've become roommates because there's just no time for romance. Date night has gone out the window. And unfortunately, if you do manage to do date night, you got these things, on your desk or on the table between you, right next to the wine or right next to the menu, and you're fielding calls as they come in and taking your attention off your partner. So this is what if that's you, and there's a couple of other things that I could say, but if you recognize yourself in any of that, right, you're going to need a strategy that has worked for people who have had the same issues and have been able to reverse them. So that's the first thing. You got to have a proven strategy that works for people that are just like you. The second thing that you've got to have is a reliable structure to deliver that strategy. Now, grit and determination and a new calendar and a new widget and a new app, that is not a reliable structure for delivering this strategy. Okay, guys? And the reason that I know this and the reason that you know this is because every year you buy the newest widget, you put up the newest app, you get the biggest and best and fanciest calendar system, you add Slack to your Teams, and it has not made a significant difference. Or if it has made a difference, again, it's made a difference the first 2 weeks of January, and you're already starting to see the downward slope of reliability, the downward slope of you being able to trust yourself to knock off after 8 hours of work, the downward slope of you taking work home and working in your evenings and weekends when you swore you weren't going to do that again, right? So you've got to have a structure that is going to make sure that that proven strategy that works gets delivered the first time, the last time, and every single time. So that's number 2. The third thing that you're going to need, and I'm calling it 3 and 4 because I said it was fourfold, right? You're going to need support. You have got to stop trying to do this on your own. It's not working, okay? If it were working, if it did work, I wouldn't have clients that are getting the results that they are getting. I would not have gotten the results that I have gotten from reducing my workday to 8 hours or less because I had to get a coach. I had to get somebody that was standing outside of me and that was able to recognize and point out the mistakes that I was making, the patterns that had me, the subconscious patterns that I was not even aware of that I had and that I was repeating over and over again. So you have to have someone that is not you. Look, guys, we all know this. This is the typical thing that we always say. You cannot coach yourself, right? So you got to stop trying to do it on your own, and you need to get someone that is not only going to support you, but they're also going to hold you accountable. So that's why I say it's fourfold, right? I said you need to have a proven strategy that works, that other people have used, that are just like you. You need to have a reliable structure to deliver that strategy every single time, first time, last time, and every time. And then you need 2 more things. You need someone that's going to hold you accountable for what you promised yourself and you're starting to fail at, that you were going to do, and they're also going to support you in doing it. So you got to stop trying to go this alone. So there's another 5 set of things. There's these 4 things that I just mentioned that you need to have around your time management in order for your goals to stay on target in order for you to be able to stay on target with your goals. The other things that you're going to need to have is these 5 things. And these are like 5 steps or 5 shifts that you need to make in your belief system, right? And the first shift that you need to make in your belief system is that you need to take 100% responsibility for your workday. It is your workday. And yes, I know if you're working for a corporation and you're a CEO and you're thinking, I answer to more people than you do, Tanya. Yes, you're right. But again, it is your workday. So if you're going to reduce your workday, if you're going to have the home life that you want to have, if you're going to be able to be with your kids, if you're going to be able to be with your family and your friends, if you're going to be able to take care of your own health and well-being, you're going to have to take responsibility for the fact that your workday looks the way it does. And if you take 100% responsibility for that, I guarantee you, because I've done it before and I've done it with over 100 other CEOs and executives just like you, once you take that responsibility, you're going to start to make changes. But right now, you have it like, it's my boss that's in charge of my workday. It's my team that's in charge of my workday. It's my colleagues that are in charge of my workday. It's the board that's in charge of my workday. It's all these meetings that are in charge of my workday. And now look, you can take it as that's the truth. And it will be your truth, and that will be your reality. But if you start to take on that, wait a minute, I'm the one that sets the tone for my day, you'll be able to change things that you're not aware that you're able to change right now. So that's 1. Number 2, you've got to get to the root cause of your time management nightmare. Because right now, all you're dealing with, are the symptoms. Like you're looking at I have so many people get in touch with me and tell me, Tanya, how do I fix procrastination? Well, you don't fix procrastination. That's the symptom of the problem. What you need to figure out is, when did you start procrastinating? What was the sponsoring thought or the limiting belief or the event where you first recognized the fact that you did procrastinate? What decision did you make when you procrastinated the very first time? And what beliefs have you been piling on or stacking since then that have nailed the habit of procrastination in place? That's how you beat procrastination. But getting a widget or a hack or an app, or just looking at procrastination as the habit, instead of having procrastination be the symptom, and you look at the cause, you look at the root cause, you look at the source, and you dig it up from there. That's how you beat procrastination. So that's 2 things. The next thing is, you're going to have, like I was talking about, these beliefs that you've got to get to the core of all of your beliefs. And I say that there are 6 core beliefs that you have created in your life, that you have cemented in your life. And they start from when you were 4 years old and you went to grade school for the first time, or preschool, and something happened and you made a decision. And then when you were 8 to 10, so 4 to 7, 8 to 10, 11 to 13, teenager, young adult, and over this past year. So I say that there are 6 core beliefs that you have developed over your lifetime that keep your time management nightmare in place. And when you can, first of all, identify all 6 of those, and then start working to reverse those by giving the opposite empowering belief and then practicing that, that's how you get off of this horrible, I want to say merry-go-round, but that's not the word I'm looking for, vicious circle and hamster wheel. Okay. So those are the first 3. You got to take 100% responsibility for what your workday looks like. You got to fix the root causes of your time management problem and stop messing around trying to manage the symptoms, why it's called time management. And then you need to start shifting these 6 core beliefs that are in place that you don't know are in place, and you don't know what they are. And once you start working, find out what they are, first of all, reveal them for what they really are, and start working on them, then you can start reversing these habits. So I'm looking to see if there's any comments. Look, oh yeah, that's the other thing I want to say. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, Please feel free to put your comments in the comment section, your questions in the comment section, and then when this posts, I'll be able to come back and interact with you and answer your questions and deal and talk with you about your comments, the things that you agree with, the things that you don't agree with, because you had a chance to sit and listen to me and come up with some questions and comments. So don't be shy and let that happen. So I don't have much more time. The last two things that you want to be able to nail your habits in place. Once you've created new habits, the problem is not creating them. The problem is keeping them. The problem is making them stick. So you have to have a mechanism that we use that we say nails your new habits in place so that they don't disappear on you when you're stressed, when you have, when you're overwhelmed. Normally that's when the new habits go out the window and you revert to the old, familiar, ineffective, but they're familiar habits because you just can't deal it with the overwhelm. So you need something that's going to make sure that these new habits stay in place when you're overwhelmed, when you're stressed, when there's a lot going on, so that you don't revert back and slide back down into your old habits, which is what's happening right now, guys. So pay attention, because you really want to have an opportunity here. So the last thing I want to say is what I said earlier about support and accountability. You've got to stop trying to go this alone. You can't do this by yourself. If you could have, you would have. It's not going to get any better, guys. You're not going to suddenly wake up one morning and go, I've got the answer to my time management issue and it's going to change today, because it might and it may have, but it's not going to last, and you know it because it never does, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a ticker up where you can get a hold of me and you can have a conversation with me, and I can show you how we can help you to be able to apply the 4 principles that I spoke of in the very beginning, and then the 5 shifts that I spoke of the last few minutes, and get you out of this time management vicious circle, hamster wheel, and get you well on your way to reducing your workday to 8 hours or less, so that you can have the time to enjoy the life that you work so hard for. Guys, that was my 17 minutes. I hope it's been useful. Get a hold of me. Let's have a conversation. It doesn't cost anything. It's just for you. And I will be looking forward to speaking to you all soon. Take very good care and see you later. See you next week. Bye-bye.